We want to continue our conversation about the criminal case against Bill Cosby by examining the impact of his superstardom on this trial. Joining me now is Darren Kavinoky. He's a criminal defense attorney and the host of 7 Deadly Sins, as well as Did He Do It on Investigation Discovery. Darren, always great to be with you, to have you answer questions about whatever legal case we have at hand. But tell us how much more difficult Cosby's celebrity makes this case, both for the prosecution and for the defense.
Oh, it's a great question and a huge issue in this case. We've seen examples where being a celebrity has been very helpful to a criminal defendant, and others where celebrities were punished, I think, more harshly because of their status as a celebrity. What's especially tricky for Cosby in this case, though, is that at its very core, this case is about the misuse of his celebrity status. And so that gives the prosecutor a very powerful argument, essentially to be arguing, hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't let him get away with this again. Send the celebrity a message, or don't allow celebrity justice to happen. And that means impliedly that you better return a conviction. The other thing I think that's very interesting about all of this is that because of Bill's celebrity status, there's a 24-hour global news cycle that's very interested in him. And that means that we're going to hear everything there is to know about Bill. This tends to make it very, very cloudy when, for the defense, they want to keep things very, very siloed. Can the prosecution prove beyond a reasonable doubt that certain things happened on a certain day? And the cloudier and muddier this gets with constant focus on everything Cosby, the more difficult that makes it for the defense.
There are a couple of things that are very damning for Bill Cosby, and I wonder what you think the chances of them getting into this case being something that the jury gets to look at. One, that deposition where he says, I mean, he agrees with Andrea Constand about what happened, pretty much, that there were pills, then there were sexual acts. He just says it was consensual, but clearly she says it is not. And then the other thing is, the prosecution is going to want to bring in just what will be a parade of alleged victims of Cosby's to prove that he has an MO. What are the chances that both of those things come into this, into the courtroom?
Yeah, I think that what this foreshadows is that we're going to spend a considerable amount of time and energy on pretrial motions fighting about exactly these things. I mean, look, let's make no secret about it. If you're the defense, you want to keep this very narrowly focused. And if you're the prosecution, you'd love to bring in the parade of horribles because it invites the possibility of really outraging the passions of the jurors. And so we get into these really tactical decisions that both sides are going to be engaged in, and both of them are going to be making arguments to the judge about why theirs is the best reasoned view. Ultimately, I think you've got a decent shot that it could play out either way, that some of this material that you've referenced may make it in, and others is going to be kept out because it's more prejudicial than it is probative on a particular issue. But either way, you can be absolutely certain there are going to be compelling, hard-fought arguments on both sides of that issue.
Real quick, before I let you go, Darren, what do you think the chances are that I know you said it could happen either way, but what do you think the chances are that deposition gets in?
Well, with depositions, as long as he had all the same motivations to testify truthfully and that there was opportunities for him to answer questions, to cross-examine as well, it's more likely that that's going to come in, that anything that Cosby said, especially if it's under oath, generally speaking, admissions of a party are admissible against them. So I think that's likely to get in front of those jurors. But just wait for the legal fireworks. I'm sure there's arguments on the other side, too.
Oh, there sure will be. Darren Kavinoky, thank you so much.